Hey, where you come back?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Monday. It's a Monday. All right, let me double check, make sure everything's right. Audio went down. Actually, that. Nope. That's correct. I think everything's okay. I'm gonna skip that song. I don't know what's up with that one. All right, so welcome in, welcome back, everybody. Update things, stuff, what happened, what's going on. So yesterday we did our in-person first book event of the year over at our local bookshop here in Reno. And we had a really good time. It was really cool. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So normally when we do book events, it's a much different setup. It's like, come put up a booth or put up a table, sit and try to sell books kind of thing. You interact with people, but they kind of have to wander up to you, and you have to, if they're interested in kind of what you've got going on, either the artwork or the product or whatever it is. This was a lot different. This is the first time we've done this type of event where it was a ticketed event. Because the space was small, we were only able to do like small batches of people at a time. So We broke it up. We had an hour to do our book event, and it got broken up into 2 half-hour events. So we could have 7 people in the first one and 7 people in the second one, so around 14 altogether. It doesn't seem like much, but that's actually pretty huge for us, being able to sell 14 books even before we even get to the event, have those all pre-sold and stuff like that. And then we actually even sold a few more after that, because the bookstore had copies of the books in stock. So people that got a copy of number 1 who wanted a copy of book number 2, then they could go and purchase it. So overall, like as far as like sales and the event wise that way, that was great. That was fine. I think the most surprising part and the most fun part was interacting with all the kiddos there and watching as they got to hear the story being read. So shout out to Mrs. Tahoe, Dreamer, for reading the stories to the kiddos when we were at the event, since I was uber nervous. So I was just like, I don't know if I can read my own story to the kids. And she's really, really good at it. Like there's no better person to have read those stories and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I love our little combo that we got going on, is she has that great personality for that type of showmanship, which is great. So, but the kids were interacting with it, and it was a really positive experience. For me, like sitting down and writing these books and illustrating them and doing all of the background work and stuff like that. Like I'm very, I can do all of that stuff. Like I've been an artist for a long time, so like all of these things are within my wheelhouse. But I've always had a hard time with trying to sell my work. That's every artist always has a hard time selling their work, because art is hard to sell. And talking to people and doing the social interaction piece of it and stuff like that. Like I know how to interact with kids and stuff like that. I had my own kids, so like I have experience with some of those things, and I hope I did a good enough job, a fair enough job, coming around and talking with kids and interacting with them. I know I definitely still have some room to grow in that area for sure, but it was awesome. It was like I got the feels when the stories were being read, and the kids, you could see like there were kids that were following along and turning the pages as the book was being read to them and stuff like that, and like it was really cool. It was really, really cool. So for my first experience with a read aloud, my first experience with a dedicated kid crowd, I don't think I could have asked for a better experience. It was really, really positive. I liked that it was small, that we could give everybody a little bit of personal time in that. I wish we had a little bit more time. I think is the only thing. I wish we had a little bit more time to interact and talk with people and stuff like that. So it was really, really cool. And I had one experience that was really, really amazing. And there was a girl and her father that came, and she was old. I think they said she was 11, and she wanted to come and talk to an author and ask some questions and stuff like that. And like, that was probably the most amazing thing that I've gotten to experience so far, doing this and experiencing it and doing my own self-publishing and stuff like that. Because it's nice to be able to interact with people, but to see that the knowledge and the understanding and the work that I've put into something could be useful to somebody else, younger generation, was just like, I'll keep coming back to the same word. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was a really cool experience, and I'm hoping I gave them my business card and stuff like that. I hope they come by. I hope they come either send me questions if they have questions about their writing journey and putting together stories and stuff like that, or even drop by the stream at some point. That would be great as well. Any of those things. So I hope that was a good experience for them. I know I didn't get, that was another one of those ones that I wish I had more time to sit down and really like dig into the weeds of certain things. But unfortunately we just didn't have the time to be able to do that. So it was like, it was hard. But hopefully we were able to make that connection. And if they have any questions or anything like that, like I said, I hope they email me, or actually not email me, but I don't even know that. Oh, damn it, I should have given my email address, my business email address. That would have been a smart idea. No, through my website, tahoeanime.com, there's a form at the bottom that anybody could fill out, and they can send in questions and stuff like that, and I will try to answer them on the stream if I can. If not, I will message them back with whatever information I may have. So just really depends. But yeah, so we did that. That was our wrap-up event, or our first event for 2026, which was really awesome. I'm hoping we've got more stuff coming soonish. I know we're probably going to set up another event with Nook and Cranny. We'll probably do, I've got lots of ideas on things that we'd like to do. Dreamer and I sat down last night and we were like, okay, now that we've had this experience and done all this, let's look at all the things. Let's see what we want to do. Let's make some plans for the future and have some discussions and things like that. So that's kind of why we ended up not doing our podcast episode last night, is because one, I had another writers event to go to here in our local area to talk about writing and stuff like that. So I had that, and then nope, you did not miss it. We postponed it because we were kind of tired from the day and wanted to go back and look at a bunch of and think about what we wanted to accomplish for this year. We basically sat down and did some goal planning and looked at the events that we did last year, what events we would love to be able to do this year, which ones we would like to add to this year. No, I wouldn't say New Year's resolution. Kind of not necessarily business planning either. I don't know, just kind of reflecting on it and being like, okay, so what is the goal for the stories and stuff like that? What is the goal for the books? You know, I have plans, I have ideas, I have lots of things set or documented out for how I want things to go and stuff like that. What does that look like in the long run? What does that look like financially across all of this? What support needs to happen? You know, which areas can we do more in? Which areas do we do less in? You know, like the bigger conversations about some of this stuff. I can run around and play pretend author all I want if I really want to do that, and kind of lay low and you know, just be the local, like a local Spider-Man, right? You know, just a local unsung hero in that way. I could do a lot of that and keep my head off the radar and stuff like that. Or do I want to try to make a push on some of the stuff or figure out, like school visits or something like that. Like what are my options? What are my plans? What does that look like? And how many like books do I need to order for the year? Kind of thing, especially with the way pricing and everything has gone, and publishing and printing and all of that. So I'll bring Patch to the show and tell. Yeah, that you never know. Hey, it's Sage. Welcome, Sage. But it was like a bigger conversation about all of the stuff, and I'm gonna put business in quotations because I still don't see myself as a business per se, but some of the stuff is like somewhat business related. And I brought this up with the Dreamer last night, and we talked about so many other things. I don't think we got to our LLC talk and stuff like that, whether or not creating the LLC and getting that moving was the direction that we wanted to go, or I think I had mentioned that, and then we started talking about some of the other money aspects and doing some research about how much the books cost, when we get discounts depending on how many books you order from your provider and stuff like that. So we just kind of went down that pathway. So, but you are an author. Yeah, that is true. It's a weird thing, because the way self-publishing works, there's not as much stigma around it anymore, but some of the mechanisms are not the same as a traditionally published author. So it's you get the title of author when you put something together. Heck, if you print out a book off of your home printer and fold it and put it together, like technically you are an author in that sense of the word. It's just, there are other, not necessarily accolades, but there are other titles that come along with parts of that. So, like I said, self-published means then you've actually gone through the process to find a printer, distributor, whatever. You've acquired ISBNs and stuff like that, and you have a finalized product that can be mass-produced. Like that's the conditions for more self-published stuff. And then traditional published would be the next step above that, which would then be that you have an agent, you have pitch stories, and that a publisher saw those and was like, yes, we would like to use that story, and goes through the process, gives you a bunch of money up front, produces the books, tries to sell the books, does all of that kind of thing. So it's that I still kind of shy away from the author title just a little bit for myself, because not necessarily because it's a dirty word, but I still don't like, I don't know. We kind of talked about this a little bit last night. Does monetary value determine whether or not you are a thing, or the success of the thing, or does it just like doing the thing? Is that what makes the thing the thing? I don't know. We wrestled with that one a little bit last night and still trying to figure that out. Not to mention, I will always consider myself an illustrator first, author second, so I'll give myself that. Interesting and informative topic. It's hard because when I started this journey in publishing, when I came up with this wild idea to do this and stuff like that, it's like I have the necessary tools, I have the ability to be able to take an idea and go from beginning to final product and actually have a physical product in hand. So like I can do that. Like that's not hard part, but figuring out all the rest of the systems, figuring out part of community and connecting with some of those things, and like those have been learning experiences, those have been the challenges, resources, and stuff like that. Like it's not as clean cut and as dry and as simple as like some people think. You may think like, oh, I'll write a book and then I'll give it to somebody and they'll make it into a bestseller. So it's like, that's not really how that works. We would love it to be that simple, but it's just not. You could have the most prettiest, well put together, art, illustration, whatever it is, just tight and looking amazing and stuff like that, and it could not sell. Or you could be somebody off of the, out in the middle of, Nevada here, in a town of 10, and you just have an idea one day and you scribble out some stuff and somebody who's just like, that's amazing, and it could become the next greatest thing. You never quite know, and sometimes it's effort, sometimes it's knowing what the systems are, sometimes it's a lot of different things, and everybody's journey is slightly different, especially where you live. I know when we had one meeting at the Sierra Arts building here in Reno, and there's a gal that came in from Genoa, which is about an hour away from Reno, and like the resources that she has available in her small town out there are limited. So to take time to come all the way into a more like major city thing opens her up to more opportunities, but it's harder to do that as often, kind of thing. So you never know where somebody's journey is going to go, or what steps are going to need to be taken to get to kind of where you want to go. And as much as I would love to be, I don't want to say famous. I don't have a want to be famous in any way, shape, or form. I think the thing I always say on these streams and stuff like that is I want to do cool shit that is interesting and fun for me to do. But it doesn't hurt for people to be interested in your stuff. Like that is a wonderful thing to have. In that respect. So it's hard. Like I can't knock either one of those things. Like if I was just creating stuff in a vacuum, mostly like most of my life that I've done, like I'm happy because I'm able to be creative in a lot of ways and do things and do that. I'm satisfying that part of me. I think this part is interesting because now you're sharing it with everybody compared to just keeping it for yourself. So that part I think I've done fairly well at, or done okay at. Like I'm being able to share things either online or as a physical product, like I was talking about. That's doable in my with my toolbox that I have. I think the next layer on top of that, which is part of the monetization part, that part I've always like a little bit shied away from or struggled with. I'm not a good business person. I never have been. I'm an artist through and through. Like I'm supposed to be poor as shit kind of thing. I would be I would be wonderful to have a wealthy patron come in and be able to pay for my craziness that I come up with. Thank you, Dreamer, for being my patron. That's straight honesty right there. But yeah, no, like figuring out all those things and kind of making decisions about things and dealing with the anxieties of being like, okay, if I commit to buying these, because one of the things we were talking about is we need to buy more books for this upcoming year. And if I buy 100 books, that's cost me $1,000. So if I have 3 books out and I want 300 and 100 of each one, that's about $3,000. So it's something that I've skated around a little bit, buying smaller quantities as I've done it, but now we're hitting a point where some of that is like, okay, we're before with book 1 and 2, it could stay small. Like we could play a little bit more in that smaller arena and do certain things. But now that we're getting on to book 3 and maybe 4, book 4 probably next year, it's becoming a little bit more serious. It's like, okay, so I have to start figuring out how to change how I look at this and feel about some of that stuff, because it's going to get more, not necessarily stressful, but it's going to be stressful for me. Like when we were talking about that $3,000 price tag, my heart sunk. I was like, that was gonna hurt a little bit. That was gonna hurt. And it's like, yeah, I'll make the money back on that, but at the same time, it's like, oof. That was a little hard. So, but like, so far I think our total is we've purchased 170 plus books over the past 2 years. And we've sold, how many do we have left? We have 22 of number 1 and we have 18 of number 1 and 24 of number 2. So we've almost sold all of them. So it's not like they're not being sold in that way. So I don't know. I'm going through all of the stages of I can do this and then severe doubt back to back. And that seems to be my MO right now, is this like all this is, coming from the high of the event and being like really excited about everybody's interaction, and then coming home and being like, okay, we have to have a serious talk about how we're going to be able to pay for all of this and do stuff like this. It's like, oh man, now I'm down again. Shit. But no. Hopefully all good stuff. Lots more conversations and talks to have in the future here. This is hard. This is hard. Knowing when the right time to invest and expand. Am I understanding right? Basically, it's, and I recognize there are moments where you need to. I think my assumption is, and things that I've read from other authors and their experience, it's rare for somebody to come up and be like, I love these books, let me buy them from you, or let me buy this series or fund this series, and let's take it to the 10th degree. Like, that's very, very rare. There is some internet ability for that to happen, but most of it is, you're right, is figuring out how to invest in yourself and how to expand that, how to do part of that responsibly, and how to do that in a way that hopefully is able to stabilize how that process works. And I'm trying not to use the word money, because money, another dirty word, is money. But it is also, it's one of those things that's on the back part of my mind. Be like, how do I make money from part of this? Like, how do I make it so that it can be sustainable in its way? Like, money is dirty unless washed. Yes, a whole different process, whole different setup there, Sonny. That may or may not be partially illegal. You may want to look into that, though. You never know. But yeah, it's. I wish I was I wish I was a wealthy man. But it's hard. How, Sage, when you're in an interesting situation as well as I am. I do not have a job. I have not had a job in quite some time. I've been stay-at-home dad for a number of years. Part of that is slowly coming to an end as my kids are getting into, like, my son's going to go to college at the beginning of, or at the end of this year. So, like, I'm reaching the point of not having to have that that job anymore, which means I've transitioned into using my time for this type of project and stuff like that. Like, so, like, my time is being used usefully in a lot of ways, rather than just like sitting around watching telenovelas and eating bonbons kind of thing. So I feel like I have something there, but I'm also not bringing in a huge monetary value for the family and stuff either, which is not a huge concern, but it's also not a concern as well. Like I said, dirty money. I don't like it. Well, you just stick it in the washer and then iron them to dry. Yeah. No, I got that. That still seems a little bit iffy. Because it's always going to be dirty. It's always going to be dirty money. Yeah, being a creative person is... And I always knew that when I grew up and decided to go into art and go to college for it and stuff like that, like, the joke was always that you were going to be a broke artist. Like, that was the joke that was always roaming around, and it's not untrue. Like, a lot of what you do creatively is basically for you. It's the experience, it's the whatever. It can be a long play, it can be something that you may not see returns on right now, but may be something that comes back later and able to support. Like, if I get further down the road and have all of these books, there's a possibility that the residual part of that may actually pick up at some point, but it also takes time. So it's, can you last until that possibility hits, kind of thing. I don't know, it's weird. What about drenched in hand sanitizer? That may dissolve part of the inks. I don't know if I would do that. Probably not, but I don't know if I'd want to try that. A big thing with that would be consistency and stability. No, that's kind of where I've come to my focus on this is, because I look at stuff like social media personalities and YouTube peoples and stuff like that, and there are a lot of people that are not necessarily snatch and grabs, but that's kind of the way that system works is you try to make a big splash and you snatch up as much as you can. Hopefully you can waylay that into something bigger or something more sustainable, but it, like, that initial push is a snatch and grab kind of scenario. And I'd never, like, when I first came up with this idea and developed this, even with Dungeon Protocols and stuff, I didn't want any of that kind of stuff. I didn't want to take advantage of people and their good faith and stuff in that way. So I went with the idea, no, I want consistency and stability, whether it be, streaming 3 days a week and being like, nope, 3 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Wednesday, 3 hours on Friday. Those are dedicated towards those things specifically. Like, there's no, we might have days where I'm like going and doing book events or something like that may interrupt part of that, but the idea is to build that, like you said, the repertoire of consistency right there. And hopefully part of that consistency will then create stability in what I'm doing and stuff. And for me, I feel like I'm doing good with that part of it. Like, I feel like I've been consistent, even with kind of my social media post up in the right hand corner of our stream here that I post every Thursday. The fact that we are on year 3 of posting that every Thursday, and I have not missed a week. Like, I've proven to myself that I can do consistency even across multiple years. So I think using that to be able to prove and show to people, no, this is how I do things. I'm consistent. You can rely on these things is good. How to capitalize on part of that, that's the part I'm bad at. So what do you imagine would be a decisive data set or thing you could occur that would remove the ambiguity around your circumstances right now? That's a good question. I also deal with a lot of doubt and guilt as well. I think those are probably the two things that are holding me back at this moment. How many years ago was it? So 6, 7? What year are we on? It might have been 8 years now. 8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. Oh shoot, I don't even remember. I quit my job doing construction, and the reason is it got too busy at home that I was driving all the way up to Truckee to do work and stuff like that. So I would leave before anybody woke up in the morning, and I would get home and I would just be like exhausted. I'd be dead because we'd be working hard building houses and stuff up there, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So like it was hurting the family in a way that Dreamer was working hard at her job and stuff like that, and we were making it work at the time, dropping kids off at grandparents' house to help out and whatever daycare stuff that we had going on at the time. But it was getting to, actually, I think the point that tipped that was Dreamer ended up getting a better job, which actually made enough money that it covered both of our salaries. And she was just like, if I'm making the same amount as we make together right now, then why don't you quit your job and come home and help take care of family stuff, and we'll do it that way. And for the past, like I said, 8-9 years, that's what I've done. But there's always been part of that looming guilt behind making taking that deal with her and I took that deal for a couple of reasons. One, because it was a good idea to be able to have somebody to drive kids around and do a bunch of that stuff. They were getting to that age where it was a different experience that they needed for that. And two, I actually had an injury at work that was I needed basically time to recover and do a lot of my own self physical therapy things to try to help get back as much as functionality as I could. Otherwise it was going to be bad. But I think the guilt and stuff, which still kind of hurts me and haunts me for that, is there, that I did all that, but I felt like I wasn't putting any monetary value back into the family and stuff like that. So some of that is holding me in a place where I'm at right now. Like, but I'm also a very cautious person too. I don't throw my hat into the ring unless I have a pretty good idea of what I'm getting myself into, kind of thing. Like I'm not a risky person. Like I could sit here and be like, okay, I could order $10,000 worth of books, and I'll get a pretty good sizable discount for doing that. But that's also a huge chunk of money. Like that's a huge risk kind of thing. So I think there's a lot of different little pieces that cause me to have ambiguity around all of this. And I've done pretty big like data set drives, whether it be like creating spreadsheets of all of the books that we've purchased, sold, and calculating out all of the returns, and actually out of the 170 books, how many of them I actually had to sell before I was actually making a profit on them. And like it was, but none of the data set stuff, it gives me information, but it doesn't alleviate, I don't know, it doesn't alleviate any of the stuff so far. And it may just be because books are one of those interesting commodities that for some reason, notoriously, the author and illustrator don't make very much money on. It is a very low stakes, or low reward industry to be in. So it's kind of weird. I look at it and I try to think about it. Other businesses that do this or start a business, whether it be like food or retail or something like that, if the return on investment is higher, does it make it more worth it? Because currently my return on investment is pretty low. So I don't know if that's a problem of scale or of effort. You guys are getting my my TED Talk here on all my problems. Things I'm trying to figure out and think about so that I can understand a little bit more what I'm doing in my world. Something along those lines. Probably should be working on something as well, but felt like the first hour of today's stream just needed to be a little bit of talking. Feel like it. I don't know. It's one of those things that I feel like I probably should talk to some like business majors or people that have some kind of business finance understanding. People I should talk to probably about like taxes and understanding some of that stuff for LLC purposes, and even filing taxes and understanding that. probably should talk to people about lawyers and stuff like that to understand some of that process and protecting your work. And like I get overwhelmed pretty easily when I start putting all those pieces together, and I'm like, I know how to do the process, get the product from beginning to end. All the rest of that is above my pay grade, for sure. But because it's above my pay grade, I also probably need to pay somebody to do that, and I don't have the pay grade to pay for it. So it's like, okay, well, we're going at this willy-nilly a little bit here, so kind of the way it's gonna have to roll. I think the positive thing is that Dreamer and I sat down and we talked about it, and we're enjoying what we've got going on, and we like to figure out ways to keep it going and continue to do the things that we're kind of doing. Like we're enjoying this sense of like community and putting these stories together and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, we don't, as much as this is a low reward system at the moment, we are getting some type of value out of it. It may not be monetary. There's obviously, with the book event on Sunday, there was value in it for the experience that the kids got to have and come and be able to see the author and talk to me and stuff like that. So like there's value being generated there, and it may not necessarily be monetary. I just don't want to hurt my family's stuff in the long run. I don't know. Things to figure out. Bigger topics, all that stuff. It's a great conversation to have, and I certainly appreciate hearing your perspective, especially in terms of analyzing my own circumstances. Yeah, I think that's interesting because, and I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow, Sage, with our little meeting, but the circumstances stuff, we are very similar. That creative endeavor space and trying not to tarnish the creative juices that we have, we're putting into things with the consumerism of it all, is hard. It's a hard thing to do. Like, I think it's one of those things, like if the Twitch stuff for me was there was people, like a bunch of people watching, and it was actually making, like, generating enough money to sustain itself, like that would be wonderful. Like I feel like I would be great to be able to provide that service to people, and if it worked and that made it back, that would be great. But I also don't want to shill myself out to, doing wild reaction videos about, oh my God, did you hear what the print, Ingram Spark did today kind of thing? Like, I don't want to go that direction. I want to keep part of the artistic integrity together as well. I think trying to find that balance is hard, but it's rewarding in some ways. I think as much as I get down on myself a little bit, being able to have like the book events that I did yesterday, little victories like that, little things like the stuff that I was able to do last year, where I was able to get up and do a talk during our Nevada Humanities seminar and stuff like that. Doing, what was the other one? Oh, going to SnafuCon, our anime convention here, and being able to get a table and having the positive reaction from us being there for that too. So it's like, as much as I get down on myself, I have these little momentary blips that are reaffirm that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that I'm doing a good job at it, which is great. But I think that looming desire to be able to have it be self-sustaining in its way and be able to help pay for itself would be wonderful. Figuring out how to do that without compromising how I want to do it, that is the challenge for me, for sure. But I think I'll get there. Just may take some time. Hopefully it takes a little bit of time and I get it figured out. We'll see. I think maybe that's some of the stuff that you need for your projects and stuff. Sage is, I know it was scary, and I feel like dog shit pressuring you into telling me your Instagram account that you're new and stuff like that. But I also want you to have little victories that remind you that you're doing awesome stuff as well. I think those are important to be able to have. So it's, like I said, feel guilty about it, but I also want to be there to support you and give you those little victories and be able to remind you that you're doing cool shit. So, and I know there are a lot of people that want to be able to have that ability to do that with you. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think you need to figure out how to do it in a responsible way. And when I was talking to Emily at the book fair, or at the book event and stuff like that, and she was talking about social media and the numbers, and like the numbers are what they're going to be. I mean, algorithms change and move and do all of that stuff. It's like, and like you said, if people find you, they're going to find you. If not, it's okay as well. That's all okay. I'm not saying that I'm going to be able to tip the scale for you in any way, shape, or form, but I'm happy to be there to be able to help promote your stuff and show people your cool stuff. Like, I think that's the whole thing, and it's the same thing even with. I know Bryce, you're in here too. Even with your podcast and everything else like that, like, we got to be able to point to each other and be like, this is a cool thing. And fuck whatever systems and stuff are going on with that. I'm here to support and promote my friends and their cool projects that they're doing, because I know both of you have strong senses of honor in those things, and you're not going to not gonna throw it away for, a short-term gains in those ways. Like, there's no Bryce, only Zoll. Here, well said. So, also, Bryce, we did get the magazine, so thank you very much. That's such an amazing piece to send us. We appreciate it. Let me know if I can send you any monies for the shipping costs and stuff on that one, because it is prominently displayed on our coffee table here today. So it is a permanent fixture now. But also agreed. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. Oh, we loved it. I wanted that so badly, because I was like, one, your sister's gonna love it. Two, just having a print copy of those images is always just amazing. So far better than just looking at it on the internet. So thank you. With that being said, we are actually getting on to our first break for our stream. I can't believe I talked for a full hour just about my nonsense. So we will be taking our 3-minute break here, and then actually let's switch over to our live camera just in case, and then we will be back here shortly. So stick around and we'll be right back. Thank you, Sage. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, go burnish some leather. Yeah, I can't wait to see your next stream and see what else is going to happen, what's going on. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, we'll be back here shortly, so stick around. We'll see you in a minute. Wait, what are you asking, Sonny? Had to run the buffet Friday and completely missed the Friday stream. Then was Sora. No, then was sore all weekend from running around all day Friday. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't let you, like, if you miss one, I thought it gave you the option to being able to, like, keep your streak if you are able to get on to the next stream. Which, since we didn't do one on Sunday, today would be the next one. With the streak, excuse me. If it would be allowed to keep the streaks. It has to be within 24 hours. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about that. That's why I keep losing my streak with Sage and stuff too, because I forget it has to be 24 hours for missing the one. Keep streaks in your underwear? I hope not. I hope my days of that are over. Hey, Sage is actually live. Ooh. I will streak all over the road. Oh no. Oh no, we've gone off reservation here now. It's a baby. Okay, bye. Oh, you come back here. You can't just come in and then run off. That's not the way this works. All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the stream here. Don't you run from me, B-Shack. Oh, okay. Sent me through the quad. Oh no. That would be a very messy quad. See, I lived a very different life for my college experience than I think most people do. Mine was, I had already moved in with Dreamer, and we were living together, and I was going to school and stuff like that. So, like, I didn't spend a whole bunch of time on campus except for when I was in class. Like, when I would get done with that stuff, I'd drive back home. And I had friends there. I had friends that came from high school that went to the same college and stuff like that too. And I don't know. I did some stuff with them, but like not nearly enough. Like it very, very, very little. I don't know. No squad streaking. No streaks on the squad for me. All right. Let's work on some stuff today. So I got a request. Oops. I got a request from great-grandmother, excuse me, my grandmother, my kid's great-grandmother. She wanted a sticker made, and I have to see if I can find my files for it. Is it here? Here? No, it's not that one. She wants a sticker for her car, and I was able to do some tests with the products that I can purchase from my Printify shop, and I currently have a sticker on my car that actually is held really well together. So I'm like, okay, cool. Now that, okay, here it is. Now that I know that that's stable enough, now I can actually put together the sticker that she's been asking for. That she wants to put on her car. So it's like, okay, cool. I'll do that. But I don't have it designed yet. And I'm trying to think, I think I might want to do copy. Don't save. I think I want to do this. I think I also want to do, oops. I want to put these two together for the sticker. So she had requested that it be Buttons reading the book 1. But I think I want to change that out to him being the older version of himself, which I might have to go get. Let's leave that one up for the moment. Okay, yeah, let's do. Ooh, yeah, I get to have some more fun with this. Woohoo! This is gonna be cool. Let's see, which face do I want to do with him? Okay, so let's put on his normal eyes. Let's do that. Oops, what did I do? I pressed the wrong thing. Select all, copy, paste, there we go. Okay, so he's taller than Patches. There we go, something like that. Okay. We did. Oh, my thing is delayed. Check. Huh, that's weird. My little model is being super delayed. Well, I think we're okay. I think I got it fixed now. Okay, so we want to... let's put this back on so I can see all of the things. That's correct. Get his glasses on. Okay, let's keep that there for the moment. We want to get rid of this. Don't need him. Let's get rid of these. Don't need that. Okay, so now we've got these separated. Go ahead and group that together. Okay, yes, perfect. So we can put these up here. That's new layer, wrong place. There we go. Okay. That's good. Since Sage is on doing bookbinding, I'm going to put him on in my background, my phone. So he gets another follower. This way we can support each other. That's the idea. If y'all haven't been following, please check out Sage Makes. It's SAGEMAKES, Sage Makes. That is my friend, Sage. He is currently working on bookbinding. I think it's in... oh, I forget how to do the commands. Is it... okay, yeah, there's commands. You can bring up... let me double check to make sure that command is correct. Yes. Okay, cool. Quit Safari. Should be able to do this. Sage. Bam. There you go. Please go check out his channel and stuff like that. Really amazing person, human being. Kind as all get up. We've worked together on actually several projects now. I've worked with him doing some graphic work for when he was into the division and stuff like that, when he's doing podcasting, all of that stuff. And now he's on doing bookbinding and creative process builds and stuff like that. So another amazing creator to go and check out and follow and watch as well. So shameful plug for Sage because I love him. He's my boy. He's my boy, Blue. So definitely option, go check him out. Like I said, we've got more projects. We've worked on some other projects in the background. Ones that I'm not quite ready to put out there yet, but that are on the horizon. And after part of my experience on Sunday, definitely want to get pushed forward way more. Part of that also is the discussion that you and I had, Bryce, about color grading some video. That's part of that project. So I still need to figure out how to do that correctly. I don't know if I need to... I'm trying to decide if I want to work on that on stream or not at some point. I've got a lot of things going on. I've got a lot of things to do. All good, fun things, though. I think that's the big kickers. Things that I'm excited about, things that I want to do and work on and stuff like that, which is amazing. Okay, so I think I've got... It's all one piece. This is not all one piece. That is all one piece. So let's go ahead and copy him. Put him on his own layer. So maybe we can move him even closer. Okay, move this over here. No, let's move it up. We need to do something with his arms. Maybe something like that. Possibly. Oh, take this and shift this over closer to the middle. The whole idea is that we want to be able to take this and make this into a sticker. So I'll have to compress it all down and put a white loop around it on the outside as well, so that it has that border. Which I think I'll have to mess with Printify again. I think they can just add a border for me. But I like to do my own because then I can smooth it out a little bit and make the cutting process a little bit easier. Not that it really matters on those mass-produced websites and stuff like that, but yeah, I kind of like this. This mimics kind of what we've got going on in the first iteration of this was Buttons reading the book by himself and being surprised by the story. I actually like that the glasses are smaller on him. I should probably make them even smaller. The book and the glasses are the same size. I think it would be funny if they were smaller. Maybe not that small. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need the glasses. Um, let's see. What am I gonna do here? What do I want to do? Do I want to change? Oops, why did that swap? I don't think I want to do that. Yeah, I gotta find something here. Also gonna look at, I've got the second book here. Might have to make a third one at some point. I've got the blank. That's nowhere near where it needs to be. That's fine. Okay, I see what I did. I don't even think that one applies anymore. Just get rid of that for now. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make book number 3 on there as well. I think I'm trying to decide, do I want to make him... I think I want to swap that out. Copy. Try to match this up as best we can. Let's put this on its own layer so we can test it out. There we go. Then we have a little animation. Ooh, wow, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. I know we've talked about this before, but yeah, that's as simple as a two frame animation. Oh, doop. Oh, ah, ooh, ah. Yeah, simple. Simple. Let's leave that on. Play with our hands again a little bit. I think I want to pull this one. maybe something like that. That might work. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. I don't want to add the shadow. Question is, do I want to make it a window peeker and just cut off the bottom here? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and save that real quick before I forget. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm trying to assess. Buttons is pretty good because he's got objects in his hand. He looks like he's reading the story. He's got his little glasses on. Our eyes are focusing down here to our second character, to Patch. The little shine on the eyes is fine. I wonder if I can... Let's change those around a little bit here and see what it does for us. That one's gonna put it behind his glasses. Don't want it too far down. I think that's... Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, I think his stuff is fine. The stuff with Patch is okay. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. I didn't mind the like open arms part of it, but I was like, it needs to be a little bit more tight knit kind of thing. So I mean, this kind of looks like he's got his hand or his paw on Buns' paw, being like, "Tell me the story." Yeah, I think that lends itself a little bit better than having the other one open and it's more excited. Hey, it's just like our song. He's so excited. And I've just been promoted to be the XO of a unit I'm in. Nice! Congrats, Sonny. I'm glad. You have more responsibilities now. Mwah. You can never get away now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and select all, copy, get rid of this, east, but we're gonna merge everything together. Bloop. Then we're gonna add a stroke, but we're gonna add white to it. We're gonna tell it to be on the outside. I'm just gonna have round ends. Weird. There we go. Always does a little bit of weird stuff with that. Let's make that white as well, so we can make sure that that's consistent. Okay, so the only ones that need something extra around them is these guys down here. Yep, more responsibility. Yeah. These rounded. There we go. Okay, there we go. Not bad with that. Let's go ahead and save that again. What else am I needing here? Do I need anything else? I think that's pretty good. Put a color behind it so we can see. Works. Actually, like the color better. Put it back on there. Okay, so at least we can see. Cutout is fine. This is going to be a little... These are going to be a little dicey over here. I should probably correct those or fix that. Adjust it a little bit here. So when you're doing like sticker work like this, you have to remember that even if it's done with a machine or something like that, unless it's being cut with a laser, these little tiny like nooks and crannies are going to be really, really hard for their blades to go in here and cut this. So what you gotta go back and do, you're gonna have to go back and we're gonna go into the file here. We're going to get rid of a couple of these points in here. So actually what we need to do there it goes. I want to change the color. Let's change it to red. That's fine. Couldn't see the dots before. Let's delete this one. Better. How do we fix this part? Oh, that's right, because they overlap each other. Might be better for me to do. I want to keep part of that intact. Yeah, maybe that's a better solution. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna do something similar. Just move this straight over. There we go. That should be better, should be easier to cut out. This one might be a little funky. It might not be too bad. Let's do... Yeah, let's do something like that. That should be okay. That one's big enough, that one should be fine. It's just a couple of these like little ones that are really, really hard. I really would like, so if you're putting together a sticker and you're thinking about how, because most of these are cut by a blade, if you think like an X-Acto knife, right, which is kind of a blade like this, right? Get rid of this stroke over here. So it's got to come down and it has to cut. It's got to cut around in this area. You know what I mean? So like cutting a shape that's round like this, super easy to travel around, but to come back this way and have to stop, rotate a full however many degrees, be able to make this turn, stop, rotate, make this turn, you know. This one's a little easier. This is only closer to a 90. That's not too bad, but these ones, which are way more than a 90-degree turn, even this guy down here, those ones are going to be hard for the cutter to actually be able to cut. So we want to try to eliminate as many of those as possible if we can. And we've gotten rid of some of the really sharp holes there, but we may have to come back through like this and fill in some of these spots here. Just so it makes those cuts flow way easier, way better than before. It's not always necessary, but it is appreciated on their end. Less room for error, less problems. The one thing I don't like about Adobe Illustrator is that if I want it to actually clip to the line here, it doesn't like to do it always. See, it's still not doing it. Okay, closing up with that one. Now that one's way off. So we just got to improve part of the flow here. That says on, but that does not look on. There we go. Nice and adjusted. This one should not be here. Oops, grabbed the wrong thing. There we go. There was that little bit of issue there. Though we could fix part of this one, make that one a little bit more rounded. Probably be a smart idea here. Which would actually be this guy. That was not helping at all. Now you don't have to do this with everything, but it may or may not help. It just depends. I think we should be okay with that one. This one I definitely wanted to make sure and fill in a little bit. This one up here too. Because they're kind of funky little faces. Let's do this. Something like that. Okay. That should work. I might do the same thing over here, make that one looped around as well. Just makes life easier. Yeah, this one. There we go. Yeah, we'll just get that structured around correctly. Flows nicely, and then we should be good to go. Don't want this to pop out. Oh. Okay, cool. That should be fine. Yeah, that should work out good. Save that. We should be able to export this. As long as there's nothing else I want to change. That's a 90. Those are pretty fairly close. It's fine. Like, yeah, I think we're good. So I think we can export this. So let's go ahead and get rid of the background. We'll go ahead and save that again. File, export. Desktop. Let's do. This is a car sticker. Yes, we want the transparent. It is art sampled. The only thing I might have to do. Yeah, this type of PNG kills the color a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna do our normal, our new save for web. Ooh, that's a good question. What size is that? Don't want that. That one's 5773. Okay. 5773. Bam. Okay. So we want PNG 24, which is actually going to be. Yes, transparency, art optimized. Should already be set up to be RGB colors for that. Because we're going to be doing this on the web. Let's double check to make sure that that's going to work. I think they both came out the same. I'm not seeing color shift. Yeah, see, this is the problem I have with whatever it is that Adobe is doing here. Okay, so they did something here. It's not right. Okay, so why am I getting that option with my CMYK document setup? Don't need that. What I want, color settings, Adobe RGB, preserve files, custom. Okay, there we go. I want to check this one. Does this color me RGB? No, so all of that's the same. None of that has changed. What? I'm trying to preserve the color space that we have here. Last time I did this, it gave me the convert to interesting. Why? Why is this different? Why is this one converting to RGB? This one is not. Oh, interesting. But why? Okay, so this is untagged CMYK. Okay, so that is okay. Is that why? Assign profile. Don't color manage this document. Oh. Okay, so we changed that. Oh, interesting. So it juices the colors. So now that I'm going to export it. Okay, I got it now. I think I figured it out. The profiles is what's causing the issues. This is a whole different setup here, but we learned something today. Because now we're going to get all that beautiful color out of it. So it looks like however Adobe does its compression, what it does is it does take the colors of your documents, regardless of what file format and stuff that you put it in, and it's going to take some of the saturation out of the colors. It's just how it wants to save it naturally, a PNG, stuff like that. But depending on what you have your assigned profile to here, this little guy, if I do it in this working CMYK, what it does when I go to the export screen, they actually bump the saturation up so that when it actually exports, then it desaturates it back down to where it's supposed to be, which is a wild setup that you have to have one to negate the other. Crazy. Okay. Now I know why that is the way that is. But we have so much more color now. Okay, cool. So all of my working color spaces need to be my profile. What is that? What was that? Assign profile. I need to assign profile and make them all the working space, the CMYK working space. Beautiful. We did it. We figured it out. Yeah, much more vibrant, much more color. So. Sweet. Hey, thank you, Vern, for putting in your points for our assistant here. For Sora. For those of you who don't know, on Friday we did complete, or was that on Wednesday? It was on Wednesday we completed our challenge, our stream challenge, to donate enough of your stream points to get Patch, who was our assistant of the month last month, his special little treat. So you all got to watch that live on stream. If you'd like to go back and see that, feel free to go back 2 episodes, to episode 113, I believe, 113 or 14, one of those two, where Patch got his special treat. But now we are back on to Sora getting her special treat for the month. So, and she's kind of hanging out with me a little bit on the inside of the house right now, just keeping me company. But yeah, that's where we are. We've already got 2 donators. We've got Sunny and Inverness, and we are already up at 2% raised. So thank you all for that. It's always fun to give them treats. For sure. Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to write this down somewhere. Got lots of scrap paper here, so. So we want to go to assign profile. That's a ... like this, and this is going to bring up a menu for the profiles. We want to go with, we want to switch it to working CMYK. This should be the US web coded one. COATE coded SWOP version 2. So all of my stuff should be reassigned to that, what it should be. So then making sure all of my exported colors come out the correct way. Bam. Cool. All right, so we are into our getting ready for our next break here. Ooh, our assistant has moved. So let's go outside for a moment. Oh, look at that. We got a little bird sounds here in our song too, so that's almost perfect. We'll take a break here. We'll do about 3 minutes of ads. Give me a chance to go grab something to drink, walk around for a minute. Ooh, I actually might go grab a snack. That might be good. And then we'll come back and we'll keep working, and I might swap over and jump onto Printify and see how this design works out on our stickers and stuff like that, and then we'll go from there. So stick around and we'll be right back. Trying to get comfy. She's trying. She's just being a dog. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Actually, move that down a little bit. I went way too far at the beginning there. Wow. Cool. All right. Well, thank you all. Thank you all for sticking around. We got another hour here. We're working on some more stuff. If we get done with our stream today and Sage is still on doing his streaming, make sure to stick around and we'll end up going over and rating his stream. So we'll bring everybody from ours over to his. So definitely stick around for that if you would like. If not, that's okay too, but that is the plan here at the moment. Uh-oh, Sunny sent me images. That's scary. Congratulations, you have been promoted to executive officer. Sunny has accepted the role. Very nice. Like I said, congratulations, Sunny, on that. You have done well, my son. You have done well. You now lead your own brigade or battalion, one of the two. Make me proud. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's open up. Identify shop here. Bam, there we go. Okay, so I need to look at... Okay, which shop was that in? That was in... Should be in the art shop. Yes, okay. So this was... the Kiss Cut vinyl decal. Pretty sure, yeah, that's unpublished because I made that just for myself because I wanted a nice big one. Okay, so that's the Kiss Cut vinyl decal. Here, we want to go to our catalog. We want to go to stickers. There we go, magnets and stickers. And there it is, Kiss Cut vinyl decal. Let's go ahead and like that one. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different than a normal sticker, which is printed just on paper or whatever. This is actually going to be printed on vinyl, so it's going to have much more lifespan, especially being outside compared to other stickers. So that's what we're looking for here. Start designing. Okay, so let's go to my library so you guys can see, like, if we take this we take our bird here, we just put him in the middle. What we can do is we can actually preview this and see what the sticker actually is going to look like, kind of as a sticker. And you can see, like, it already adds a white border around our little character here. So it should do it for you, but at the same time, I wanted to make sure that ours had a nice smooth transition border on it as well. Okay, so we'll try select variants 6, 8, 8 by 10. So should be an option to have all of those. Let's go this one. Let's preview that one. This is going to be pretty big. Hey, that looks pretty good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised and happy with that. Yeah, it definitely closed up some of our... Did it bring... Yeah, it added more white around the outside of it. So we might not need to do that, but it gives us... Might want to save that out without. Okay, let's do an experiment. We're going to do another export here, but we're going to do it without that background on it. Seven, 3. Let's go ahead and save that. Okay. This is why it's always good to experiment with your exports in your programs that you're working with. It doesn't matter if it's like Redbubble or Printify or whatever option you're using for stuff. If you have the ability to check to see, it's always worth it. Okay, so we're going to upload this one. Okay, so we'll try this and we'll see what the two of them look like together. See which one we like better. I mean, it's gonna be... Which one do I like better? Do I like the one with more? You like the bottom one, the one with less border, compared to more border, correct? Now I like more border. Right? It kind of goes back and forth. It's like the little border is okay. Like this one feels like the big border is too much. It's the whiskers. Oh, because I turned off that layer. That's my fault. Hold on. That is a good point. I did mess up on that. That one is my fault. That is not the program's fault. I forgot I had baked that into the layer when I exported it. So... there we go. Fix that real quick. Thank you for noticing that, Vern. I appreciate that. Keeping me honest. You know as well as I do, it's all about the little things. Sometimes you get going and you're like, and then you figure out like, oh yeah. But the whiskers don't make a weird shape. Yes. Okay, so that should be better. So let's go ahead and delete that one, upload a different one. This way we have a better comparison between two. Yeah, it was an oops. It's supposed to have a black outline around the whisker like that, and it wasn't. So you're right. The white just blended in, so you couldn't see where his whiskers were. So that one was on me. There we go. Now we got it better. Yeah, so there we go. So now we got the thin whiskers, or no, we got the thin border with the thick border. Those are the two. I'm not opposed to either one. Either one looks fine. Which one would you prefer to put on a car? If you were going to put one on a car, thick border or thin border? I think that's the question. Thinking maybe the thin border. Less edges to catch on things. On a car? The top one? Yeah. That's kind of why I did a thicker border one, because I was like, when we go thicker, then it actually the lines blend a little bit better together, so they're not as like the thin one is nice, but so like this one has one loop over top of his head for the, can you see my mouse? Yeah, you guys can see my mouse. Where this one has two notches, and there's a bunch of other like super tight details in here that these ones just kind of mold together a little bit better. So I was like, okay, well, I gotta see whether or not I like that, or I like the tightness of this. Really depends. Yeah, the dirt has fewer places to build up. Yes, exactly. Well, and that and the sticker won't split as badly. Like if it gets dried out or sun dried, anytime you have these like tight, super tight corners, I've noticed with some of mine, that's where the splitting starts to happen. And then it starts to pull apart easier. So like if you have smoother shapes, you get less of that option for it to split. So that's kind of where my thinking was going. So okay, cool. So I think the thicker one, the thicker, quicker picker-upper, I think that's the option to go with. Cool. We'll get rid of the thin one. We don't care about that one. Let's get that out of there too. Can we take the canvas here and smooth it? I don't remember how to use. I don't think you can. Yeah, we can create pattern. We don't want to do any of that. We can crop it. Let's just go ahead and do. I was trying to see if there's any other new options that they've put into this program recently that I could use for this, but it does not look that way. I know it's going to look sideways, but that's okay. It will print out just fine. Yeah, definitely with the RGB on that. Cool. I wonder if there's a... So this is a vertical format of this Kiss Cut vinyl decal. I wonder if they have a horizontal one that's separate from this. Okay, We're gonna go ahead and save that one for the moment. We'll go do some research. We'll go dig around and see if we can find a different one. Let's go ahead and save that as a draft at the moment. We'll go back through all of that in a minute. Get it all detailed out. Let's go see. We're looking for Kiss. So Kiss cut vinyl. I think it's just, that's just the frame that you're working in. I don't think it really matters, so I could turn it back the other way. I'm just afraid that like people like get confused if the listing for it is turned sideways, but like it probably doesn't matter. Maybe this one, vinyl Kiss Cut stickers. Okay, so that one's a square. What are my options here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9x9. Yeah, I think this is the one I want better. Okay, question is, can I make this? Does it start to cut it off or not? This is all print on demand stuff as well through Printify. Like I said, it's kind of like Redbubble or any of the other print on demand services. Very similar. They have contracts with printing companies, whether it be for clothes or stickers or whatever, cups, mugs, all of those things. So they are not doing the printing themselves, but they have connections with other shops to do all of the printing and stuff for them. Okay, so that works fine. Look at that. Yeah, I think that one's going to work like that. Do all these options for sizes. There we go. Buttons reading to patch. Vinyl Kiss Cut stickers. All of this is generic. We don't want to do the personalization. That's fine. Let's go ahead and save that draft so we can get rid of the other one too. Yeah, because this one's just sideways. This one only had 4 sizes. This one has 6 because this is bigger squares. I think this one went up to 8 by 10, so just a different setup. Edit design. Yeah, the other one goes up to 9 by 9, so it's a bigger product. Okay, so let's just get rid of that one. Yes, close. We don't. I'm not worried about that one. Go ahead and get rid of that one. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was fun. That one was a special order from my grandmother, so I'll end up buying one of those and sending it to her so she can put it on her car. But it won't be available in our shop quite yet. We're getting ready to release book 3. in July. There you go. Hey, y'all get a reveal here. If you hadn't picked up on some of my mistakes when I was doing some of my other stuff, and it was in there anyways. But so July we'll be doing a release for book 3, which book 3 has our second character here, Patch, in it, and we're gonna slowly build up to that. So we've got a few months ahead of us here before that release. So we're gonna start working on products like this, start getting some more things put together so that we have hopefully a inventory that people can come and check out and peruse through, and maybe even buy some of these to have on hand at some of our upcoming events. We'll see. I'm not sure. I would love to have like a ton of stuff, but as we talked about early in this podcast, the first hour of our podcast, it's hard to do. It's hard to buy up a bunch of product and hopefully have it sell and stuff like that. And you just never know. That's a big investment. And as much as I want this to go and be awesome and be able to set it up so that it can, self-sustain itself, taking those big jumps is scary. And I'm not necessarily like stumbling around with it, but at the same time, it does weigh on my mind. Anyways, if you want, go back and check out the first hour of the stream where I devolve into just a TED talk on why it's hard to be an independent creator trying to build something and build a brand, build an idea. So it's fun. And by fun, it makes me nervous and uncomfortable, and I'm gonna go back to doing art. Hey, okay. Let's see. There was a couple other things I want to check. Let's go back to stickers there. Okay, yeah, we already have that one favorited. Get rid of that one because that one is that weird square shape one. I haven't been in here in a little bit, so I wanted to check out the new arrivals section and see if there's anything new and interesting in here. Okay, so they've got a new hoodie, because I want to do some more design work for some product and stuff like that for our shop. That's a different pullover hoodie. Mid-profile baseball cap. That's a pretty big space there. So they have a mix here between screen printing or DTF printing and embroidery. It just depends on the product and what is offered. So it looks like this hat has the ability to do embroidery, and actually it's a pretty big, if that's the box that you get to design, and that's a pretty big box. It's not bad. Hardcover photo book. Interesting. Kind of like my books, but I think it's limited to a certain amount of pages. Yeah, only 24 pages, which is interesting because the industry standard is 32. So the fact that they're only doing 24, I wonder if there's a standard for photo books instead. I wonder if they have their own count that they go by, but that doesn't matter. It's usually about the spreads and how, anyways. The more tops, t-shirts, quarter zip sweatshirt, interesting. Oh, a nylon cap, interesting. I wonder if that has any stuff. Black color? I'd love to get a... Okay, yeah, see, we have DTF printing or embroidery. You can choose which one you would like to pick for your cap there. It does have a coal black. Let's go check it out real quick. Do that one. Okay. But I don't think they have a preview yet. Do they have a preview? Says it might. Okay. Let's put on... Screw it. Let's just put these guys on there for the moment. Let's preview that out. So whenever we're looking at these new product stuff in here, especially if it says like early access, they don't have this preview ability. Oh yeah, look, it previewed it. Cool. They typically don't have these mock-ups ready yet, is the kicker on those. So you don't really know quite what you're getting. Like even this only has one mock-up, so you kind of have an idea, but not like a great idea. But something is better than nothing at the moment, so there's that as well. So interesting. I like this because it doesn't have the button on top, which I got rid of off of my hats a long time ago. Port Authority? Ooh. Interesting. Is that a full design shirt? Due to digitization, embroidery is best for simple text-based designs in no more than 3 colors. Oh, interesting, interesting. There's no preview. Lots of colors and sizes. That's good. Oh, no, it's just a tiny little spot on the chest you can put on there. Meh. Yeah, like if they let you design the whole shirt, that would be really cool. I got some bags, some jewelry, windbreakers, gym bag. I got a backpack. Interesting. Oh, you can design a little spot on it. Right there. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. It's not a bad backpack. Not a great one, but not a bad one. Okay, so we've got tie-dye shirts, some joggers. Oh, a Kindle case. Interesting. We've got comforters, pillow shams. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Custom cut standees. Now we're talking. So they're still in early access. It's no preview for it quite yet, but it's like a kiss cut acrylic stand. Interesting. Might be something I have to check out. It's in the United States too, so that's good. Might have to keep an eye on that one just to see if it does end up popping up into the ability to preview and stuff like that. That might be a good one to make some cool stuff with as well. Sheer window curtain, got it. Ooh, I like these are hand towels. That would be fun to design. Wonder how the printing looks like on that. Save that for later. They have grocery tote bags. They're probably, it's $12.90. That's not bad. We've actually talked about, me and Dreamer, maybe getting some cheap tote bags on Amazon or somewhere else, see if there's any wholesalers or something like that around. And I know how to do printmaking, so I know how to cut vinyl and stamp materials and stuff like that. I actually even have the tools for it still. But making our own stamp getting some, probably some Speedball printmaking ink, not printmaking, not transfer, screen printing. Thank you, Vern. I appreciate that. Yeah, getting some screen printing ink and doing some of our own designs. Basically doing some handmade stamps and stuff like that, rather than doing these guys, because I think we can get them. These are almost like $13 for these ones, so that's a little bit. You'd have to sell them for like $15 maybe. It would depend on the shipping and the cost for the taxes and stuff like that too. I do like that there's multiple colors. Definitely designed for that, and it's an option. I think we're kind of in that spot where we're looking at what we want to do for the year, and what kind of, like, we want to have product and stuff for events that we're going to sell stuff at, but we're like, do we go with a bunch of just stuff like this, where we buy like the little standees or the little make different products, cups, mugs, whatever like that, and have somebody else produce all of it and then try to resell those at the events? Or do we just have stuff that we hand make, kind of like we did last time, where we bought the shrink material, shrink plastic and stuff, and then or even do a several different, there's a different type of printer, a sublimation printer, get a sublimation printer and start printing out our own stuff on plastic materials or whatever, or wood or whatever, and cut those out. And like, do we go the handmade route, or do we do more of the production route? Because like, I feel like the designs that I have and stuff like that, the creations that I do, they can go either way. Hey, thank you, Alex. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciates it. I am here. You have subscribed for 8 months, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, see, even they have a custom cut statue, early access, another acrylic piece there that can be custom cut. Options. Handmade feels more authentic. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking at it too. And I can, since I come from a traditional artistic background. Hey, Vern, thank you for subscribing with your Prime Gaming. Look at that. You are subscribed for 6 months. You have a limited time to earn exclusive emotes. You're on a hype train. So much hype. That's funny, because it's like, it's so easy to get a hype train because on this channel. That's funny. Handmade is a vibe. Flaws make things perfect. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's kind of where I was thinking, is that since I come from a traditional art background, learning how to do 90% of stuff like handmade, like, I have lots of I'm changing this song. I don't know what the heck that was. Got lots of experience to pull from to be able to put that stuff together. So I feel like that's probably a much better vibe for things for now. And I think that's kind of what Dreamer and I came up with when we talked about it last night. So, hey! Thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Sage. Appreciate that, Sonny. We're keeping the hype train going. We're doing it. We're doing it. I'm joking. You've gifted 21 subs in this channel? Dang. Dang, Sonny. Thank you all. I appreciate it. It makes me happy. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. So Sage should get a notification about that too then, at some point. I'm watching his stream on my phone, so I wonder if he'll say something or make light of that. That'd be funny. Ooh, I like that tie-dye. That's a cool one. Yeah, I think so. We've looked into like doing these paper gift bags and stuff too, and I think we do want to go more towards and I might, there's an option I've got some money saved over in my I've got a Home Depot gift card and stuff like that, some money saved up in there, that I was debating whether or not they have like a mini laser engraver / cutter. There it would be very basic, very rudimentary, like simple, very tiny kind of thing. Oh, I wouldn't say tiny, but like I think it's 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, something like that, somewhere around that. But even like getting something like that and having it do some cuts and stuff on vinyl to make stamps and stuff like that would be really cool, because then we could use those to hand stamp product and stuff like that. So it's an option. There's a tab that takes you to web checkout now. Oh, from your phone? Oh, so you don't have to pay the dirty fees that the phone users. Oh, I do a gift sub, but Twitch mobile charges an extra $1. Interesting. So they figured out a way to work around the extra fee. Ooh, I like that. Are you running Apple or Android, Sonny? Because both of them do the same thing. They both take a little fee out of stuff. Yeah, because like the bags here, it's $10.50. More than I want to do on that. I think the other part of that is, and I probably will be able, if we do end up making that decision to do a bunch more handcrafted stuff, a lot more of that will probably show up on stream here at some point. Part of it being the design work, and then the other part being the actual putting together and creations of the stuff too. So I think that's probably the better bet of the two, but I believe both Apple and Android do it. I remember there being a lawsuit about it a few years ago about not allowing off app store purchases. Oh, okay, cool. I appreciate y'all doing that and sending out those subs. It is never required, but always appreciated. I do appreciate, because I know, like for Sonny, when he does the random subs and stuff like that for people, it can give it to anybody kind of thing, which is crazy. But and they may never even know or use it. So like that's it. That one, when you do those gifted subs at random, those are basically just for me. They benefit me just about only. So I appreciate that very, very, very much. So but yeah, if y'all see anybody in here like Sage or Sundere or even like Yumi, any of those names, if you would like to give a sub to any of them as well, feel free to do that. People that come by often, hang out for a little bit, those kind of things. So just throwing that out there. Okay, let's see. That one's got a straw though. I don't like the tumblers with the straws. I try to help homies out from buying Rachel's books, subbing here, and hyping up Vern's photography posts. I do my best. Yeah, that's about where I try my best on some of that stuff too. I know when we've had a couple, like even when Ichabus, when his mother-in-law passed away and stuff like that, I made him send me the link for their little GoFundMe and stuff like that, and I try to put back into people what I can, kind of stuff. So do my best. I do my best where I can. What's happening with all everybody in the world. It's not hard to give Vern props though, man, because the photography there is just stellar beyond belief. Ooh, which by the way, if you want to talk about some stellar photography, look at that segue. It's a segue. Okay, we're gonna put this on Sora, but we're not gonna leave it on Sora, is the thing. Oh my gosh, it moved. Oh, because we have a hype train going on, it's showing. Never mind, that's weird. Okay, so I'm putting this up there, but I'm gonna have to. I have to go walk back and forth to talk about part of that. That's the magazine for the Community College of Denver, and just so happened that my brother-in-law, this is Dreamer's brother, Bryce, has his sent us his magazine with these beautiful astrophotography photos that were printed in it. So I'll go through and I'll show you a couple of the photos from it that are in the magazine, but just super stellar stuff. Really, really great. It may not come through super well on the camera, but we're gonna try here. So yeah, Bryce's photos. Yeah, love that, Alex. I try to support everyone the best I can. I mean, that's the thing. And that's the crazy part about kind of like the Twitch stuff and everything, is that like, even if you just come and hang out and watch, I know the ads are stupid and stuff like that, but those help. Like being able to put a little bit of money into something like that is great too. So like I'm of the thing that it doesn't matter if you want to sub or give sub or do any of that stuff. You're more than welcome to do any of that stuff. If you just want to hang out and talk and stuff like that, that's all support too. Like those are all great things. So do all of that stuff. Find the people that are worthy of supporting and doing those things. Like I said, I plugged Sage's stream. He's currently streaming right now as well, and we're gonna raid the snot out of him once we get done with our stream. But yeah, spread some of that love around. Like we need more of that for sure. There you go. Got a little preview of all of the stuff there. Really cool photography from Bryce, a resident astro photography professional, give or take. CGG. Yeah, those are all Bryce's photos. Really cool articles in there and stuff too. Studying journalism and doing astrophotography and actually starting his new podcast here very quickly. That I helped do the logo for. Trying to connect pop culture things and the love of art and all of the stuff going on. So I still have one of her motorsport pictures as a screensaver. By far one of my favorite shots. I think I might have to bust out the Polaroid stuff and revive that account. You should. I'm gonna push. You want me to push you a little bit on? I'll go back to pushing you on it a little bit. Inverness, yes. Which photo, Alex? The sprint car one with the sun shining through it. Oh, that was a good moment. Yeah. All good stuff. I know I should almost make Vern post all of her photos and stuff in our Discord channel so that we can all bask in the majesty of the photography that she does. You know what? What if we added a little art channel in our Discord, our DPS Discord? What do y'all think of that? Where we could post some fun stuff there. I think we have a creative one, but do we need to like rebrand it, or don't we already have one? Yeah, kind of. I have the time this year, so I might give it a more serious shot. Ooh, very nice. Maybe just resurrect it. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'll look at it and see if we need to make any slight adjustments or whatever. And maybe put some more. Maybe I'll put some stuff in there so that people start realizing that it's there and mess with it. I'm down for a photography specific channel. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. Is like, should we take? No, I think I might No, let's not retire the creative one. Maybe I'll just put together a photography one specifically. No, you think the creative one is good? Yeah. I think leaving that one is fine. I might add one. We're all over the place. It's fine. We can be all over the place. That's okay. We want the encouragement regardless. Vern, we need you to do more stuff. We need you to go more places and do more work. We need you to regale us with the tales of your adventures out in the world and trying not to get smushed by cars that are flying over hills and or getting run over by basketball players trying to trample through you after they've dunked the basketball, or trying not to get hit by baseballs at the Little League World Series. We need all of these things from you, Vern. We need you to double your efforts and get on it. Is what we need. I was just in this Sahara that is drought-stricken Texas. And more car stuff. Yes, we need more car stuff. Give us more, Vern. Give us more. Lol. I should attach a GoPro to my camera so y'all get the true behind the scenes. Yes. I'd pay money for that. Are there any photographers out there that do like streaming or anything like that while they're doing photography? That would be a wild experience. No. I'm just saying. Putting that out there. Because it's technically a broadcast. Yeah, that's true. Damn y'all and your rules, and can't have no fun. Ooh, they have a coloring book. Interesting. I wonder how many pages that is. A softcover photo book. Interesting. I know. Rules and regulations. Boo. Boo. How dare they? The rally stuff should be free game since it's just a forest. I think it really depends, because if it's set up as an event or on private land, then no. Yeah, it really depends. Some of them are pretty strict about it, or have contracts with the cars and stuff that they don't let you, unless it's an official outlet, photograph or take video of stuff like that. Especially if you're going to be, like Vern was saying, rebroadcasting essentially the stuff. The rally sprint I do is sanctioned by ARA, so I'd have to look at their rules. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's always weird little pieces like that. If it's a local thing, you have more like public space that you can mess around with. Like if you go down to your local basketball, outdoor basketball court or whatever like that, that's public space, right? That's free game kind of thing. Yeah, see, Vern, yeah, local would be fair game. Yeah. It's anytime you start stepping into venue space or, like Vern was saying, anything that has sanctioned setups or rules or whatever, that's when it gets a little dicey. I don't mean like dicey bad, but just like it could rub them the wrong way kind of thing. Okay, so we got coloring book. Okay, so that one's 26 pages as well. It's not bad. That's about $8. That's not a bad one. 8x8 durable professional binding. Semi-gloss, but how many pages in this softcover photo book? Only 20 pages in that. Okay, so just not enough to make that work. The last one I was interested in is this little guy. But this finally has a preview to it, which is good. We'll see how this turns out. This may be good, this may be bad. It depends. I think one of our goals for Dreamer and I is we would love to get to a point where we can get little plushies, little custom plushies made. Yeah, see, this is like a pillow, essentially like a pillow that it gets sewn into with a keychain on it. No, I think we are working towards hopefully getting to a point where we can either run a Kickstarter of some sort, or because there's like several websites out there that you can set up a type of Kickstarter, but with the plush toys, and then people can back those projects and stuff like that. Like, I think we would love to do that at some point. I think we have to grow our community a little bit bigger before we can start pulling on some of those strings like that. But it's kind of the idea. We'd love to get to that at some point. Thank you for the sub, Sunny. And he's back to his stream, so. Yeah, like I said, we're going to go raid him in a few minutes, so we'll go do that. Thank you, Sage, for dropping by. Actually, we're coming up here pretty quick. We got about 4 minutes left in the stream, so, or 4 minutes before our last ad break here. Then we'll end our stream for the day. We'll actually go over to Sage's stream. We'll raid him and take everybody over there. So that'll be the idea. I wish this little product was better, but it's just kind of okay. Do they have, okay, so that was new arrivals. We've got some stuff there. Got this separated just early access. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I think I want to go through at some point. I told Dreamer that we needed to sit down in the evening time at one point and go through basically all of the listings that we have on here. Maybe not all of them, but a fair amount of them, and pick and choose some of the offerings and come up with some designs, and which we'll do here on the stream, and put together a bunch of stuff, because we have some items here in the store. Oh yeah, I forgot that I was able to put the banner on there, so that was cool. T-shirts, the mugs and stuff like that, bags, some basic things, a bunch of different stickers, sticker sheets. Yeah, I wanna get some more stuff put on here so that people have some more options, but that's kind of looking forward to the future a little bit and seeing what we can put together. So. Wait a minute, Sage, you raided. I was gonna raid you. No, you turd muffin. You goober. Dang it. I had it all planned out and everything too. Thank you, Sage, for coming in here with your raiding party. That's funny. You heard me talking about you, didn't you? I was literally just telling everybody, it's like, oh, cool, Sage is still streaming, so we're gonna go raid Sage here in a few minutes, because we're gonna get ready to end our stream here very shortly. So. Dang it. Well, better luck next time. Look at us. I know, look at us. Trying to help and support each other. It's wild world we got here. How dare us. How dare us. Oh, man. Good stuff. Well, we are just about to our next, actually that's my little thing is way off there. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. Spotify, which one is that? Oh, there it is. There we go. I fixed it. Still looks weird, but it works for now. So we've got about 10 seconds before our next ad break here. I'm going to let the dog out during this, but yeah, stick around and I'll actually look around and see if we have anybody else to raid out in the ether here, and see who else we can pass on this good vibes to. So stick around. We'll take that 3-minute break and then we'll be right back. All right. She wanted to go out. Our ad break hasn't quite started yet. Oh, okay. Well, I'm back already. Can never tell if she's like, if she actually needs to go out to go to like the bathroom, or she's just going to go out there and sunbathe. There it is. Round and round and then down. The life of a husky. So we got all of this snow last week. We got at least a foot, if not more, and it's only been I think Thursday we got our next big chunk of that storm. It's only been a few days and like most of it is all melted off already. our streets are completely dried out. Like it came in heavy, super hard, dumped a whole bunch, and then right afterwards, over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, super sunny. Like it was just like, nope, we're gonna try to go back to summer as fast as we can. It's like, oh, shnikes. Our forecast keeps believing we'll get snow, but it never happens. I'm sorry. I tried to put some in a box and send it to you, but it melted too fast. It didn't work out. If anybody wants snow, please let me know. There's a little bit left out here, but it may get, by the time it gets to you, it may be water. So I can't help with that, but I could try. Try my best. Little packets of snow. But it was enough that Sora got to go out and run around and play and jump around in the snow and dig around. She loves to bury her face in it a lot. She got to do all of that stuff, and now I think she's happy going back to being warm. And I mean, you can see the little smile on her face right there down in that corner. She just loves it. She's got a good little spots here. All kinds of fun. All right, so we're winding down on our stream here. Let me go see. Who else is on and doing some stuff right now? If y'all have anybody that, Sage, I don't know if you're still around or anything yet, but if you have anybody that's on that's streaming that would be great to pass on a raid to, please let me know. I would love to be able to do that once we get back. I have one person that's on, but I haven't been around in there. If Yumi was on, I would definitely go to Yumi. If Sundere was on, I'd definitely go to Sundere, but they're not on at the moment. I don't know too many other creators that are doing... There's a couple on right now doing similar things. Kind of similar things, I would say. I thought I'd finally had a chance to raid Sage back, and he freaking raided me before I could raid him. Dang it. It happens. It happens. Yeah, so like I'm looking through the art section. I don't know. I haven't been able to be on and watch too many people's streams at the moment, so I don't know who to raid. Oh, Young Khan is on. Monday Concepts, Anatomy Grind. He's a good one. Do that one. I remember him from back in the day. Might be a good one to go check out. All right, everybody. I think we are getting to the point where we are ready to wrap up for the afternoon here. Obviously, our assistant is already passed out on the deck outside, so that's done for the day. And I did the stuff that I wanted to do. And I gotta go pick up daughter here in about an hour. So I've got a little bit of stuff to do, getting the videos exported and put out towards YouTube and stuff like that. So this is where we're going to end it for the day. I appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out for the stream, talking and chatting, listening to me ramble for an hour earlier on. But yeah, thank you all for coming by. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Vern. Thank you, Sage. Thank you, B-Shack. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you to Bryce. Who else was here? Came by for a minute. Yeah, that's all the people. Thank you everybody that came over from Sage's stream on that raid. I appreciate y'all coming over and hanging out for a few minutes. I'm sorry it's a little bit you caught me at the very end. That happens sometimes, but we'll send you over to Young Khan. Looks like he's doing some anatomy work on some drawings and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll see you all next time. I should be back on Wednesday, same time. It'll be 9 to 11, so it's a little bit shorter stream on Wednesdays, but we get some stuff done. We talk and play and have some fun. So, but yeah, hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Don't work too hard, but work hard enough to make sure that you guys survive and take care of yourselves. So, but other than that, I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.